Good evening, everybody. I'm going to wrap my speech now, so I hope that's all right. Give that young man a round of applause. That was awesome. Class of 2012, congratulations to you. You made it. There's so many people to thank you, your friends and your family and your parents and grandparents, but there was one group that was left out, and they're sitting up on the stage. Give a round of applause for your principal and assistant principal, Mr. Ingram, Ms. Parker, Ms. Brown, and Mr. Tucker-Smith. So, students, I've been in office now for 14 years, which is longer than any of you have been alive, so I really appreciate all that. Thank you, thank you. I was thinking about that. Thanks for making me feel old today. And unlike the first time I gave this speech, many years ago, back then I had dark hair and I was much younger and single, and now I've got, as you heard, two beautiful little girls, a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, so I spend my days watching Max and Ruby and Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and watching Finding Nemo over and over and over again. But enough about me, let's get to you. Alright, so for each of these promotion ceremonies, I try to learn a little bit about you, try to find some new stuff about you. So I was all day, all night last night, was thinking about you, trying to figure out what I could find about you. And because your parents and I are about the same age, I decided this year we're going to do a little compare and contrast. This year I decided not to feel old, because every year I listen and I think about all the things you guys bring into this world, but there's something going on right now which made me feel a little bit better about our generation. So for those of you who are following the NBA playoffs right now, I'd like to publicly thank Tim Duncan, who's my age, for kicking Kevin Durant's rear end all over the place. I want to say thank you. My generation. Anyway, back to you. Sorry. So since I'm feeling prideful this year about the greatest generation, we're going to do a little compare and contrast, see who has it better, and we can make an informed decision at the end of this. So here we go. First of all, I have a question for you. I asked a bunch of students, and I haven't found a good answer yet. I don't understand. Who is Drake and what is YOLO? I don't understand. Apparently that's a hashtag. I don't know what that is either. You only live once. That's your thing. But we had something, Carpe Diem, seize the day. That's interesting. You all speak in letters. Letters. I got all this stuff. You brought us lots of interesting language. I don't understand. You have LOL, laughing out loud, rolling on the floor, laughing out. You laugh all the time. Or SMH, if you don't think it's funny, that's shaking your head, or whatever. My question is this, and I know I speak for your parents. Why don't you just talk with real words? What's the matter with the words? Anyway, I don't understand. I learned everything, but I got some more here. Parents, you should listen to this. I learned about this on something called WikiHow, whatever, who knows. So here's what I found out. Apparently it's very important to know the difference between TTLY totally versus TTYL. Talk to you later. Those are two different things. And parents, very important. PIR, parent in room, right? POS means parent on shoulder. I'm gonna write you out. And P911 means parent in room on shoulder, change topic. Topic. You gotta know. You're not doing your job. I'm here to help. So if there's a P and there's nothing else after it, turn off the computer. I'm here to assist. All right, here we go. Students, you were all born around Y2K. Y2K. I don't know if you know this, but people back then, they thought the world was going to come to an end when you were born. And I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm just saying that's what was going on. We have this new thing. Now that you're being graduated, now you're going on to high school, you brought us this Mayan calendar. Everybody thinks the world's coming to an end. I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm just saying it's coincidental. You brought us the internet. Thank you. We didn't have the internet. You brought us, there was no Google. There was no .com, no .net, no .org, no dots, no dots. You brought us all these dots. No Hulu, no YouTube, no Pandora, nothing. I remember my first computer. Your parents will remember. It took up a whole room. You had to roll the paper. It was very bizarre. Students, today you tweet and you're tweeted back. That's so cute. I don't know what it means, but it's great. Back in our day, I had like 10, maybe 15 really good friends. Today, thanks to you and Facebook, I now have officially 6,922 friends. I really appreciate it. them, but they're all my friends. And you're so sophisticated. We have Starbucks, you meet each other, you drink caramel macchiatos and Frappuccino Light Macco Latte, everybody hangs out, whatever. Your parents and I never heard of Starbucks, we hung out at the arcade. Google it, it's an old thing. We played pinball and Frogger, and we never drank coffee. It's not good for you. You learn all you need to learn online. We didn't have online back then. We went to the library and we had this big wooden thing called a card catalog with lots of files in there. Nobody knew what they are, but they're important. Back in our day, going viral was a bad thing. You were sick. Now it's good. And speaking of which, you guys brought us hand sanitizer. Thanks so much for that. That's cool. You brought us Wikipedia. We had an encyclopedia. Your parents and I did not email each other, and we never texted each other. You're all texting all the time. We talk to each other face to face. It's a crazy concept. Now you have iPhones, smartphones, even televisions on your phones. And your parents and I, I'm sure they won't admit it, but we had something cool called a rotary phone. And you hated people, you never called them if they had more than 1 0, because it took too long to dial. And a payphone, Google that too, there's a payphone. And back in our day, you actually had physical money. You didn't have to, no ATMs, you had to go to the bank and get more money. And if you had a credit card, it was like the person at the store hated you because they brought out this big shot, they had to chunk with a credit card. Your generation has never lived without voicemail. You have voicemail. You didn't even know there was anything before that. We had a tiny little tape recorder next to your phone, and when your mother left you a message that was particularly long, she was the only person who could leave you a message the entire day. You brought us iPads, and you have apps, right? Apps on iPad. When we ordered an app, it was like appetizers, nachos or something. Now it's Temple Run and Fruit Ninja and Angry Birds. And just to continue the comparison, you all listen to music on little things, iPods, right? They let go into your ears, very private thing for you. Your parents and I respectfully disagree. Our theory was the bigger the better, right? We had things called a boombox. It was big, that was important. And I'm sure everyone outside of this group will tell you that you have never really lived until you listen to Run DMC and LL Cool J on a big boombox. You have the Wii and Xbox Connect. We had Atari and a little joystick. It was cool. You have like 8 million games. We had Pac-Man. That's enough. In sports, just to get back, I want to be clear. I know you guys think that the world started in Y2K, but here we go. I've been watching these NBA playoffs. You have LeBron James. I got it. He's good. But I want to end this ridiculous debate. We had Michael Jordan. He may want to be like Mike, but he ain't Mike. Today you brought us digital cameras and cell phone cameras. Everybody's got a camera. Back in and Instagram, I don't even know what that is. Back in the day, we took it on a big Polaroid and you wave the picture around for 10 minutes. You have DVD, DVR, Netflix, all these things. It was like a national holiday when HBO came out back in our day. And in music, I have no idea who any of these people are, and so I want to make sure and thank the guys who are helping me. I had Big Chuck and Maiwa and Chris H. Thank you for your help. You make me feel old. You have, let me get it straight here, Rihanna, 2 Chainz, Chris Brown, and Nicki Minaj, whatever. And I'm sure your parents agree. Thank you so much. Justin Bieber you brought us. That's really the nice thing. Some other guy named Little Wayne, thank you. He apparently can sing, but can't get into basketball games, so there you go. A couple more things. You brought us like 8,000 television stations. I said this last year, I always remember this. We had a tiny little television and 4 stations. You had channel 2, channel 11, 13, and if you moved your antenna the right way, you could get the channel 45, and that's it, 4 stations. Finally, two things, and I'm hoping that this is not inappropriate. Thank you, boys. I hope it better be more appropriate than I think it is, but here we go. Back in our day, I was never very good at dancing. Whatever. We used to do the Cabbage Patch. I won't do it for you because of, whatever, break something. And we used to moonwalk in parachute pants. You guys have brought us classics like mumping or the wobble, the cha-cha slide, the Dougie, the cat daddy, and the stanky leg or something like that. I hope that wasn't too inappropriate. And finally, since I'm a politician, we had, and this is where I think you may have us beat. I'll agree with you on this one. We had Reagan and Bush the first. You brought us Barack Obama. Thank you. So, thank you for the walk down memory lane. I have one last thing to tell you. I don't have a big message for you other than this. Congratulations, your parents and I marvel at all the things you do in this incredibly changing world. We really do. You're incredible young men and women. Incredible. And I just want to thank you for allowing me to share this night with you and be a small part of your young lives. So I'll end you with one quote. And parents, forgive me on this one. Here we go. Students, your families are extremely proud of you today. You can't possibly imagine the enormous sense of pride they are experiencing. This would be a great time to ask them for money. Have a great night.